This 2025 Vuelta España is not ending without a fight. 2 days until the grand finale in Madrid, and the sprinters want a piece of the action because they haven't had too many chances, but when they have, it's been one man, Jasper Philipsen, the Belgian, to dominate, as he did today in Guijuelo, winning his third sprint victory. Ahead of Green Point's jersey wearer, Mads Pedersen, the Dane, and third place, Aular, representing Team Movistar. Celebration here in Guijuelo, where, yes, they make 60% of Spain's Jamon Ibirico. So if you're feeling hungry for some sliced up pork, well, I don't blame you. The jury's out, though, whether or not it's better than Italian prosciutto. I'll let you decide. Just enjoy some Jamon Ibirico tonight as you're reviewing the stage. 161 kilometers in this stage 19, and we thought crosswinds would rip apart the plains of Spain. We didn't quite get that. What we got was a solo escapee, Ortruba, the Czech rider here representing Guijuelo, up there on the road for most of the day and getting the team plenty of race time. However, we didn't get much action, and if you want to sit back and enjoy your Jamon Ibirico until we get to the latter half of the stage, I won't blame you, because that's when the action really starts to kick off. And perhaps pour yourself a glass of Ribera del Duero, as I did last night when we stayed in Valladolid, where stage 18 finished and Filippo Ganna won the TT, and that winds us back to a point here in a minute, because where he celebrated the stage, I'll get to that. But we drank our wine. There was the fiesta going on in the summer times. Usually the towns have them at some point, and it was the turn of Valladolid last night. Fiesta everywhere, us drinking Ribera del Duero. Fiesta, sun also rises, right, Ernest? Well, today it did, and we were out in the roads, a beautiful run out in the countryside on this plateau overlooking Valladolid. And when we wrapped up, we went back down to that park where we usually run in years past. This time we got out and explored, where the big letters Valladolid, and that's where Filippo Ganna celebrated his stage victory, stage 18. We're talking about stage 19. If you're curious about the run, check it out on Strava. Ortruba up the road representing the Czech Republic, doing them strong, doing Guijuelo well as well, the Spanish second division team, but frankly we knew he wasn't going to get to the finish line. Tune in for this intermediate sprint. Now, what the heck is going on with Team UAE? We've been talking trash about them all of Vuelta España, and frankly I think it's merited. I mean, you're coming up to an intermediate sprint, you think the DS is back in the car, might be warning the riders in the earpieces. Intermediate sprint, pay attention, bonus seconds on offer, 6, 4, 2. Ortruba up the road is going to get the 6. Well, we play for 4 and 2. Well, Visma Lisa bike was on it. And in fact, I think Jonas may have made a deal with Mads Pedersen, who's always out on the hunt for points. Hey Mads, ease up. Jonas, I'm here. They were speaking in their Viking language. I'm going to go for the intermediate sprint. Matteo Jorgensen leads them out. Jonas gets the 4. Matteo gets the 2. UAE is not even in the picture. In fact, when we look at the overhead replay, which you're seeing now on the screen, you'll see UAE show up late to the party, coming up the left-hand side, but at one point they just eased off. They realized they're not going to get up there in time, and those bonus seconds are up the road. A day after, João Almeida, second place overall to Jonas Vingegaard in the red jersey, took a crucial 10 seconds to bring that gap down to 40 seconds, second overall in the GC as we approach the Bola del Mundo stage 20 tomorrow. Can we say it was a mess up? Yes, I think we can. And that wasn't the end of it in this stage, because shortly after that intermediate sprint, I think it was Lidl Trek, first Kwiatkowski, Lidl Trek, we saw a slight turn and the race was heading straight south. Winds were coming, I think, from the right. And we did get, as promised, but it didn't really break all up completely, echelons. And those are where the riders are all fanned out, trying to get as much aero saving as possible. And riders are usually in the ditch. Some riders are caught out. It was tense for a while, but then it kind of came back together, no problems. And in this time, Ortruba, he was nearly getting caught up. And we also saw another move by 2 riders from Team Burgos in the purple colors, which represents the region of Burgos, the area, the city, the province of Burgos. And those riders are up the road, Ibirico and representing Guatemala, Chumil. We saw a few Guatemalan fans on the finish line heading up to the finish, walking the 500 meters up to the finish line. We were hoping for something from them, but we didn't get that. We got more echelon, more attacking action because it was Alpecin this time. The Belgian team, the Dutch team, they know how to party when the winds sweep across the plains, and they lined it out for a bit. Jorgensen, Vingegaard on focus, on point again, up the road. This time it's Australian, Jay Vine in the Points Mountain jersey, having to give a ride for João Almeida to bring things back together. Guys, stay alert out there. You're racing for the overall win in the Vuelta España at the start of the day, only 40 seconds behind in the same team that won the Tour de France with Tadej Pogacar, who's racing in Canada, by the way, in Quebec later on today. You're not alert, you're not paying attention, and you're letting this race slip out of your hands. You already tried to play for so many stage wins, you've wasted so much energy, and this race just is going up in smoke. And I'm afraid when we're looking at the GC results in Madrid, well, you know what, I'm afraid Jonas is going to be the overall victor, and João doesn't even have a shot. But let's see for the Portuguese rider. Let's get into the sprint because it was back together. It was Movistar at the front. Then we saw Ineos coming up to the front. All the riders are being into place. Before we got here into Guijuelo, it was everybody wanted to get into place because this, besides Madrid, is the last sprint opportunity. And with the protest happening recently, we don't even know if Madrid's going to happen. So this could be the final shot for Jasper Philipsen, for Pedersen, for Aular, for Ben Turner, for any of the fast men to get up there and give it a go. Viviani. We saw Lotto at one point up there with Jasper to boost, but then it was Filippo Ganna, stage winner, stage 18. I spoke about him a minute ago in Valladolid. He went on the front, and this wasn't just a lead out. This was a TT ride that for about 1.5 kilometers, riding Ben Turner up to the front in pole position after Kwiatkowski had already pulled off. Ganna, well, he was going Bachmann Turner overdrive for Ben Turner. You ain't seen nothing yet. Ben Turner well into position, ready for the sprint. But in a sprint, when you got a rider like Jasper Philipsen, yellow jersey, stage 1 winner in the Tour de France, he is unstoppable, jamming up the right-hand side. I think Mats Pedersen was off on the left, but couldn't ever touch Philipsen. We were watching there on the finish line. Okay, Philipsen's got this. Then we're running around after the finish line. Spoke to Eddie Plancart. Eddie, great job, great lead out. And he said they've been suffering, they've been anonymous through these mountain stages just to get here in Guijuelo, just to get here. No, not for the ham, not for the Jamon Ibirico, just to get here for the stage victory, and they delivered. Mats Pedersen, well, we heard from his teammate there on the finish line. Mats Pedersen, we're gonna get him in the green jersey press conference afterwards. He'll be a little upset, but he said it before, he doesn't have the fast legs to compete with Jasper Philipsen on stages like this. Aular up there in 3rd place, as we mentioned. Caught up with Mikel Berg at the finish line, UAE Team Emirates teammate of our João Almeida, the Portuguese 2nd place overall rider. He said, yeah, we messed up. We should have been more alert. We should have been up there for that intermediate sprint. Losing 4 seconds today, he said, it's not going to be anything when you look at the Bola del Mundo stage tomorrow. Yeah, but you don't want to let that stuff go away. And if you're looking at the accumulated bonus seconds obtained by both Ving and João in this Vuelta España, well, it's Jonas with 44 seconds in total and João only with 20 seconds. So clearly Jonas has been getting them when it counts. Obviously he's gotten his 2-stage wins as well, where he's gotten maximum bonus seconds along with the stage victory. Everything's to play for tomorrow when we get our last summit finish in this year's race. But today it was all about the sprint power, the punch to the line in Guijuelo. And on top, the Alpecin rider, the Belgian, representing the Dutch team, Alpecin de Koenig, winning, celebrating stage 19 of the 2025 Vuelta España.